Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and welcome to the Sales Hunter podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about top performers. They don't sell on low price. Anyone can sell anything if the price is reduced enough. Top sales performers know this as well as anybody. Hey, discounting your price, it's not a marketing strategy. It's not a sales strategy. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to share with you 5 ways that top performers stand out and make a difference. And the show begins right now.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter Podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
We're talking today about how top performers do not sell on low price. And I'm going to share with you 5 things. In fact, just last week, I was in Lithuania talking about this very subject. And that's what prompted me to say, hey, I want to share with you today, the podcast audience, some of the same content I shared with the audience last week in Lithuania. Hey, by the way, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, you look at the end of the year rankings and we came out number 1 for new sales podcast. Thank you very much. Jump down to the show notes. I got an ebook that I want to give you just as a way to say thank you. And hey, if you haven't had me come in and talk to your sales team, look, I was in Lithuania last week. Give me a shout. Let's talk. Let's make it happen with yours. Let's jump in right now. The 5 things. 1, they are confident because they stay in their lane. They know their ICP. This is one of the biggest differences between average salespeople and top performing salespeople when it comes to selling at price. Top performers stay in their lane. They know their ICP, their ideal customer profile. And as a result, they know the outcomes that they are going to be able to help their customers achieve. And when they understand the outcomes, it's amazing how much easier it is to sell at full price. Average salespeople and others, they kind of take anybody and they put anybody into their funnel. And as a result, then when it comes to selling, putting the proposition across the table, it doesn't work because the customer and the value and the outcomes and the price don't link up together. Number 2, top performers always link price to time, outcome, and priority. Let me say that again. Top performers always link the price. In other words, what's the customer going to be asked to pay? They link it to time. They link it to their outcome and their priority. Now, let's get into this here for a minute. First of all, they link it to time. Time is money. If you need something tomorrow, you're going to naturally pay more for it. If you need something not for another year or 2, you're going to pay less for it. Top sales performers always drill down and understand what is the element of time. Where does it come into play? 2, the outcome. Goes back to number 1. They know exactly what the outcome is that the customer's looking for, and they stay focused with that. In other words, when they present the price, they present the outcome. By the way, you had mentioned that one of the critical reasons you're talking to me today is because you need to achieve X. And that's been the plan I put together for you. See, what I did was I stated the outcome. State the outcome when you present your offer. Number 3, priority. You see, here's the other thing. It has to be their number 1 or number 2 priority, because I have a lot of things, for instance, that I would like to have in my life, but it's not a priority. So I'm not going to be willing to put money out on the table, or I will put money out on the table to buy it, but only at a steep discount. You see, top performers know that if this solution they're providing the customer lines up with one of their top 1 or 2 priorities for the customer, then they're going to make the buy. It really comes down to linking it to time, outcome, and priority. Number 3, top performers always have a full pipeline because they never stop prospecting. If you only have 1 deal on the table, guess what? You're going to be much more likely to discount because you're scared that that's the only money you're going to get. But top performers, because they prospect regularly, they're continuously prospecting, they have a full pipeline. And as a result, they can go into every opportunity feeling far more confident. Number 4, they create an ultra offer to give the customer a benchmark. Now, what is this all about? This is something really cool. What this means is that you may have taken the time to understand the customer's outcome. You know time how I'm going to wrap time into it. You know, it's priority and so forth. But when you put the proposal on the table, you put the proposal on the table with what I call an ultra offer. This is everything in it. This has got a huge price on it. And you go ahead and let the customer get, oh, this is way too much money. Fine. Then the top performer puts the proposal on the table that the customer really is the right one for the customer. And you know what's happened? You know what's interesting? Because the customer is now contrasting this price offer with the ultra offer, it looks like a bargain. And as a result, then they accept it because it's contrasted with the higher price. I love this approach. If, on the other hand, you just put that one proposal on the table and you don't contrast it with anything, it's very easy for the customer to sit there and say, well, what's the discount? How much off? I want to get a lower price. But what you've done is you've disarmed them by giving them that ultra offer to begin with. And you know what's interesting? About 20% of the time, customers actually take the ultra offer. Whoa, boom. You've just made a sale at a much higher price than you ever expected. So make sure when you do put an ultra offer on the table that it is something you can deliver. Because otherwise you may find yourself, I got this money. How am I going to fulfill what I said? Number 5, they're not afraid to walk away. Think about everything that I've laid out here, 1 through 4, comes down to number 5. They're not afraid to walk away. If I put the proposal on the table and the customer objects to it, they're not afraid to walk away. And what's very interesting, and I've seen this in my own business on multiple times, I'll put an offer on the table and the customer says, that's too much money. That's too much money. And then a couple of days later, they come back and say, hey, they're ready. They're ready. And you get the sale without having a discount. Too many salespeople, what they do is they rush into discounting. They say, well, hey, here's a proposal. What is it that you don't quite like about it? I mean, we can make some adjustments. And they automatically start negotiating with themselves. And the customer says, wow, there's a discount to be had. So there you have it. 5 quick things that top sales performers do to not allow themselves to be selling at low price. With that, I want to say thanks for listening. I do trust the value, the content shared, and you'll take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. Each week you get 2 shows, one a short one like this, and the second episode each week is a longer interview about 24 minutes long. What is it all about? It's about helping to give you the insights that you need to be more successful in sales. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. And remember, the Sales Hunter podcast is your answer for the quick insights you're looking for. Great selling.